Okay, while I'm on this carburetor kick, I thought I would try to point out all the little passages in these things that, you know, got to be clean. And it's kind of difficult, but we'll see where we can go. One of the easiest ones is what I believe to be the bowl vent, and that's here. Now you notice there's two holes, okay? There's one there, and there's one here. This one goes on this carburetor goes nowhere, okay? And you can kind of follow the passageways and tell that they're not drilled because there's no little brass plugs in anything, okay? So, and if you blow in that, you'll find it goes nowhere. Now this one does. This one goes, it's here, goes up through here. You can see the brass plug. They drilled it this way. You can see the brass plug here, and it's drilled down into there. So all this hole does is connect to that wee tiny one up in there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so what I do is I just fill this with carburetor cleaner, and I got a nozzle, air nozzle with a rubber tip on it, and you should be able to see full stream blow out of that little tiny hole. If that happens, you know that's clear. Another one is, of course, the fuel inlet, which isn't a big deal, but it just comes in here. You can see the brass plug drilled across through here, comes out there. That's the end of that one. Another one is in these bells, they all have, you know, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 openings. Only really 2 of them, kind of 3, are used, and it depends on which side your idle screw's on. Okay, because what they are. Here's the idle screw on this one. Oops, I forgot to take that out. Let me do that. Okay. What we're doing is, and the general rule is on the fuel air side, you know, not the bowl vent or the fuel inlet. The general rule for these is if there's one hole, there's at least 2 more, or it wouldn't do any good. One hole with only one outlet wouldn't do any good, with the exception of the fuel and the vent. Okay. So what happens is in this one, here's our idle air screw. This hole, and it's got a little jet in there. You can't see it, and I won't be able to show it to you. It's got a wee tiny little brass jet in there, and it's just a pressed in bushing from everything I can tell. And it's not removable. Anyhow, that allows the air into the air bleed screw. Okay, so you should be able to blow solution into here and get it out here. Okay, now that also connects. Oh, it's hard. This passageway, it looks like there's a passageway, and what they did is they used, see the brass plug again? This they drilled clear through the carburetor up to here. Okay, we'll stop at that point for right now because there's our pilot jet. And then they drilled through here to connect this passage to this passage. Well, then they had to plug that hole. Okay, so the connection is here, here, through here, which goes all the way up through here. Then they drilled, you can see here, a brass plug. They went crossways to intersect this passageway, okay, which connects it to the pilot jet area. So there's a lot of connections on this pilot circuit. So you got all those going on that you have to make sure are clear, or the pilot circuit's not going to work correctly. The other half, and I don't know if I can show you this. This is going to be nasty. Well, and most of us know there's a, I don't know if I can do this. There's a hole right in front of my pointer, of my rod. Then there's another little one right here above my rod. Okay? All those have to be clear as well. Okay? So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 openings just on a pilot circuit to check. Okay, and the pilot circuit is probably one of the most complex. The other opening in here that you use, see, we're really only opening or using this opening and that opening, and that's it. Okay, we're using this one, but it's plugged. It's just a drilled passageway. This one is the air. The middle one here is the air for the mains. Okay, the main, the needle jet needle assembly. Now, and of course, if it's a fuel air thing, there's one hole in, there's 2 holes out. Now, the 2 holes out, in this case, it's much simpler, is this big one and the one down inside the carb where the other half of the jet needle is. There you go. Okay, so there's the other one. Okay, so there's 3 holes there. You should be able to squirt carb cleaner in here and see it come out of the hole in there. Okay, and again, this one has a brass bushing in there. I call it a jet that must be clean and open. I even go as far, and you saw one of my other videos, I was polishing stuff with things. Okay, I get in there with this and my Dremel, and I polish that hole. It's all about flow. You know, Jorgen's been talking about airflow through carburetors. This doesn't do anything of that nature, but still, we need smooth flow through these carbs. And I get in there and I polish this one. Then I clean it and polish it and clean it to make sure. I spend hours on cleaning these things. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that. The other, oh yeah, choke. Real simple. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. Get my flashlight. It's the hole next to my thumb knuckle, midway in, right there. Yeah, you can see it now. Okay, it's right there. That is drilled, and you can see that, it's obvious. Right through here, brass plug, okay? And that goes, they drilled right straight through there, and I don't know if you can see it, there's another hole right in there. Let's see, can you see it? Yeah, you can see it, just barely. Okay? And, oh look, another brass plug. This one connects this mess to the pickup tube. So they drilled through here to get to the pickup tube for the choke. So we suck fuel up here, okay? Air comes in here, the vacuum here sucks gas all through that thing. So all those ports have to be open. So pretty much the rule of thumb is if you see a brass plug somewhere, that's a passageway because they drilled it to connect all these dots and then plugged it. So anyway, I hope that helps somebody because you know, I hear people say, well, we cleaned the carbs out, and I go, yeah, I know, but did we really? So hope that helps. Thanks. Okay, I was putting this back together, and one of the passageways, this one here, okay, connects right to there, okay, which feeds air into this assembly. So this little passage here, the center one, just connects to that. Also, I made a note in the video, but I'll just go ahead and reiterate here. When I clean these out, like right now, I can take a flashlight and look in there, and I can actually see the brass jet, and I can see the hole with a, you know, get my light in there just right, and I know it's open, you know, and I can blow through there with fuel or, you know, carb cleaner. So, and all I do is I use these and I just kind of strip them down a little bit, you know, and fold them over and polish and paste in my Dremel, and I get in there, you know, and go for it. So anyway, just wanted to add that on.